Hello, and thank you for joining us on Classic Vinyl Podcast. This is the podcast where we listen to and review songs and albums, classic vinyl era of the 60s and 70s. I am one of your hosts, Justin, and I'm joined by the man that the tax man's taking all his dough, Tyler.
He's taking my yacht and everything I've got.
I wish you had a yacht.
I've got a canoe. It's kind of fun.
Well, I mean, that's close.
And a rowboat. I'm quite a mariner.
You're closer than I am.
Okay.
Let's put it that way, to owning a yacht.
Would you like to buy half of my boats?
I might have to. So today we're doing the Kinks and their song Sunny Afternoon. This one was sent to us at classicvinylpodcast@gmail.com by Mick in Golden, Colorado. I've been to Golden, Colorado before, toward the Coors factory. It was pretty cool there.
Nice.
Had some good pizza there as well.
Oh, well done, Mick. You picked a nice town.
Yeah, and you picked a nice song
Yes,
as far
you
as
did.
I'm concerned. So we've done the Kinks on here a few times before, and I'm going to do something a little different than I normally do, maybe to save you guys some time and save us some time, which is most important. But when we've done bands here before, I'm just going to do a quick rundown on the band, and if you want a further rundown on all their sales and everything, you can go back to one of our earlier episodes. So the Kinks, they were formed in the early 60s. Ray Davies, they're one of the early British invasion bands. I mean, they're distinctively an English band, obviously. One of the most influential bands of their time. They're well known for classic hits like You Really Got Me, Lola, Waterloo Sunset. Serious heavy guitar at the time. This band sold over 50 million albums worldwide. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1990. And if you want any more on that, into their records and stuff like we normally do, go to one of our earlier episodes and we'll give it there. But we're going to get right into the song review.
And now it's time for the song review.
So today, Mick in Golden, Colorado suggested we do the Kinks and Sunny Afternoon, and I didn't have a problem doing that at all because I really enjoy the Kinks and I really enjoy this song. So the song was released on June 3rd of 1966 in the UK on Pi Records. It was released on July 15th of 1966 in the US on Reprise Records. B-side in the UK was a song called I'm Not Like Everybody Else. Guess what? That was actually the song in the US too, which is actually kind of uncommon. It seems like when we get a lot of these different releases, especially spaced far apart, they'll put different B-sides on it. But this one they didn't for some reason.
Well done.
So this song is from the album Face to Face. Album itself only reached number 135 on the US Billboard Top 200 charts, but it did reach number 12 in the UK, and I couldn't find any chart success for it in Canada. So the album itself has only sold about 500,000 to 600,000 copies worldwide, so not a real heavy-hitting album for this band. It's not certified gold or platinum or anything like that by the RIAA. The album is well known for the other songs Dandy and Rosie Won't You Please Come Home, which are two pretty decent songs. And it's kind of considered one of the band's really early, I guess one of their earliest conceptually unified pop albums, really. And it's kind of really felt, fans have kind of fallen in love with it over time, where it wasn't super popular at the time, but it obviously was in the UK. But this song was written by Ray Davies, and lead vocals, of course, are by Ray Davies. You've got Ray Davies on the lead vocals and rhythm guitar, his brother Dave Davies on lead guitar and backing vocals, Pete Quaife on bass, and Mick Avery on drums. Now, this was recorded in both April and May of 1966 at Pi Studios in London, and it was produced by Shel Talmy. Now, Shel Talmy is a name we've talked about several times on this podcast, but he's obviously worked with the Kinks, he's worked with The Who, he's worked with the Easy Beats, a ton of other British bands. So this is kind of a departure a little bit from the other Kinks sounds we're talking about on those heavy guitar-driven songs, because this is a really laid-back music hall style. It does have prominent bass in it, very, very little percussion in it. The vocal delivery is kind of subdued compared to what you're used to with this band, and there's not like heavy guitar all over the thing. So this is really, if you're a heavy Kinks song lover, this is one that you shouldn't actually love necessarily, but that's what's good about bands, is when they can do different things. And the runtime on this is a little over 3.5 minutes. This is a song that is kind of satire in a way, and it's really portraying a wealthy man that's fallen on hard times, obviously, because he has a yacht.
Well, at least he did.
Well, I think he does. He just can't afford the fuel for it or something because he says he can't sail his yacht. They've taken everything I've got. So I don't know if did they take the yacht away or...
I don't know. I just kind of figured that he's not paying his taxes, so he's having everything like repossessed.
And see, I think he is paying his taxes because this is referencing kind of like the Beatles in Taxman. Mm-hmm. You know, they're talking about the high taxation rate in Britain at the time. And so, because that's how it opens up, how he's taking everything he's got, right? Mm-hmm. Taxman's taking all my dough.
Yeah.
So it is kind of talking about that, but it's done in a little more relaxing tone, and it isn't quite it's kind of a resignation to the fact that this is happening, where Taxman from the Beatles is more like, hey, screw you guys, you know, and it even names some people in that song, which is kind of interesting. So, but I mean, this song is one that really marked kind of a shift in the band's style. More, it is satirical in ways. It's kind of more observational and character-driven songwriting, which I think a lot of the bands were doing. The Beatles, obviously, at the time, The Who, the Rolling Stones, things like that. So, and a common misconception about this song is that it's a lighthearted song, but if you really listen to the lyrics, I think even in a soft way, they're very sharp and talking about what's going on over there with the high taxation rate and stuff. So, I mean, if you really look at them, you can take them as satirical and think they're just kind of poking fun, but I think they're also pissed off.
Yeah, and I think that when you get into like the later verses and what he's singing about, like his girlfriend leaving him, it sounds laid back and stuff, but it also sounds like, okay, there's been some altercations between him and her.
Well, it sounds like she might have been a gold digger.
She might have, but it also sounds like he might have been a drunk, abusive guy.
Well, yeah, maybe so, or maybe when he had all his money and he could afford his liquor, he was a lot easier to be around.
Yeah, instead of having to just drink cold beer.
Yeah, so who knows? So this song did really well on the UK charts. It did reach number 1. Didn't do as well in the US. It reached number 14, still did pretty well there, and did reach number 2 in Canada. The single does have estimated sales of about 1.5 million worldwide. And funny enough, this does rank among the Kinks' biggest international hits and is one of their most recognizable songs. I would think anymore, probably not as much as some of their other songs like You Really Got Me, Lola, you know, those kind of songs are big hits, obviously. But this one was a huge hit. You know, even though it's on the album, it's appeared on pretty much all their greatest hits, all their compilations, everything like that. It does have some different, just kind of like the Beatles recordings of the time. You can hear this in mono and in a folded down stereo, and they do have a different feel and a different sound to them. Like everybody knows if they're familiar with the difference in mono and stereo, especially at the time. It has been covered by a number of artists. I would say the most prominent that I found was Jimmy Buffett.
This sounds like a Jimmy Buffett song.
Yeah, because none of his songs were satirical at all.
Oh, no, that guy's all about just laying around and getting drunk.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't taxed as high, you know, so I mean.
No.
Yeah, he could. And this really is a song that's one of the defining examples of the social commentary at the time in pop and rock music, you know, really criticizing the British government. I mean, it really is, and what was going on. So this song's appeared in a ton of films, a ton of TV, a ton of commercials, things like that. So I would think that the Kinks are another one of those bands that, even though they were that first wave of the British invasion, I think they're kind of considered second tier, even if you compare them to The Who and things like that. And I don't mean that in a negative way, because I know there's huge Kinks fans out there, and I am a huge Kinks fan, but I don't think a lot of people put the Kinks in the same level as obviously the Beatles, the Stones, The Who, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. The Kinks are obviously below those bands. I think people forget, though, the Kinks were huge.
Yeah.
They were huge, but for some reason they just haven't aged as well. And I don't know if it's because the brothers like to fight or what's going on, but this is a song that, although it sounds relaxed, those lyrics in this, if you really put them down and listen to them, and they are biting lyrics.
Yes, they are.
this week we started listening to Kinks earlier on. You listened to it quite a few times this week. What is your history with this song? Have you heard it before?
Oh, yeah, I've heard this song. This is a standard Kinks song, one of their hits, and rightly so. It's a very relaxing kind of song. So I have heard it all over the place. I don't think I've ever really gotten into it. It's got kind of a wonky little kind of beat to it, and I don't know, it just kind of sounds like a lazy hobo anthem because he's just lazing around on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, I think what's interesting about this, and when I was researching it, this is kind of unique in itself, is that this kind of song, a satire song, criticizing type of satire song, was not a common thing at the time.
So is this is kind of cutting edge then?
Well, yeah, I think it really is cutting edge in the way the lyrics are and how you can kind of borderline satire to criticism of the government, but then it goes to number one in the UK. So did people just like the sound of the song, or did people really read into the message? I don't know.
That's good. That's a good question. I'd be interested in seeing what the Davies were going at. And by the Davies, probably just Ray.
Yeah, well, I think he was pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, when you've got these guys that have hit it big into the music industry and they're making millions and taking home thousands, it's got to be a pretty big kick in the midsection.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's always been the millionaire complaint, is that they pay too high of a rate of taxes. And when you put it in that perspective, that they're making millions but only taking home thousands, yeah, I think anybody'd be upset with that kind of tax rate.
That's why I like the flat tax.
Yeah, it's just fair.
Just be fair is fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the more you make, the more you get to keep, but also the more you're paying. But you're also paying a fair rate, a fair
You're
share.
paying the same rate on every dollar.
Yeah,
whether
exactly.
you take home $1 or $1 billion, right?
Yeah, you're
But-
still keeping your 90 cents or whatever.
And so that's my idea into the political realm. And I don't like getting into politics because, you know what? I hate all sides nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't want to have anything to do with anything. And that's why we listen to music.
Mhm. But this is a political song.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he should be able to get drunk and strike his girlfriend.
Well, yeah, it's a political song, but he's bitching that he can't afford fuel for his yacht or whatever it is, right?
Oh,
so
woe is me.
yeah, so it's kind of, that's where that satire does creep in.
But from another perspective, and going into this, I didn't know about that aspect of it. So I was listening to this and I thought, this guy is singing about wealth, but he's also singing about enjoying something that's free, just being lazy on a sunny afternoon in the summertime.
Yeah, I've always imagined listening to this song and he's just sitting out back or whatever in the sun, drinking a cold beer with a steak on the charcoal grill or something. And it always seemed to me, before you really read into the lyrics, that it's just a relaxation. It's almost like the Monkees' Pleasant Valley Sunday or something, you know. It's just
exactly. This guy is just as apt to be a billionaire relaxing in a cushioned hammock on his back lanai patio as he is to be a homeless guy down at the park on a park bench. On same afternoon, same weather, they're both enjoying the same thing. You know, sitting around doing nothing but soaking up the warm weather.
other than he's kind of bitching about it.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, I guess the billionaire, when he gets overheated from that sunny afternoon, he can go inside to the air conditioning, right?
Yeah, and where are my servants?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't afford them now because I had to pay my tax bill.
Very true. I had a good time listening to this song, and I enjoyed it. I think that the Kinks, one thing I've noticed with these guys is that they are masters of their instruments. They all play exceptionally well, and there is a really cool bass line that just keeps stepping down. It starts fairly high for a bass, but then just keeps stepping down lower and lower and lower. Yeah, and it was a really fun ride. I think I need to listen to this song some more with the perspective of, okay, this guy's a wealthy, millionaire rock star who the government's taken all of his money, and he's just complaining about it on a sunny afternoon while the only thing he can afford to do now is lay around and be lazy on a sunny afternoon.
And get a tan.
Yeah. Poor him. Woe is him. But yeah, the instruments are amazing. I like the vocals on it. Ray Davies, he's not necessarily the best singer in the world, but he is the best singer for this song. I think that his voice really fits it nicely. And they throw an effect in there when he gets to doing it's not necessarily the chorus of the song, but yeah, when he gets to the ends of the verses, it
in
kicks,
the summertime.
Yeah. Well, he starts doing save me from this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does he say? But anyway, he's got a big fat mama trying to
break him.
Yeah. Save me from the squeeze. Squeeze. Okay. Squeeze.
I got a big fat mama.
Big fat mama trying to break me.
Yeah.
So there's some symbolism there.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I follow it necessarily.
Me either.
I've never followed it.
He's got a big fat mama, but he's also got a girlfriend that took his car and ran home to her mom and dad.
So. Yeah. A little bit confusing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So is this his actual mother?
I don't know. There definitely is symbolism in there that we don't understand.
Or is the big fat mama the government?
Well, they're putting the squeeze on.
Exactly.
So maybe
he's got something's going on.
Maybe he's
there.
referring to the queen.
It could be. Yeah. Because that would, in the monarchy, it would have been under Elizabeth II at the time.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, maybe he's making a jab there because the queen, I mean, not that she was a big fat mama, but...
but quite frankly, Parliament was lobbying the taxes.
Yeah, but maybe the big fat mama refers to the monarchy, in general.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, it would make sense. Like, the big fat mama could just be the government.
Could be.
Yeah. I do want to listen to the song a little bit more intensely going forward. Even so, I just really enjoyed it. It was a good time. What were your thoughts about Sunny Afternoon, Justin?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite Kinks songs. I mean, although it is mellower than a lot of their other stuff, it is different. And I've never really thought of this song as symbolistic as much as, I don't know, I've never devoured the lyrics like you do. Mm-hmm. I just like the sound of this song. And I think the thing that opens the song and it's the most special that you kind of hit on a little bit is that descending bass line. Because it opens the song, it's through the whole song, and that's the prominent feature in this, without a doubt. It's got a little bit of keys in it that are kind of punchy and okay, but there's no heavy guitar. There's acoustic guitar driven on it. The vocal is perfect for this. Like you said, it's an echoey vocal. I think the one thing the Kinks suffer from that some of the other bands of the era didn't is I don't think some of their stuff is mixed as well. Maybe that's just my feelings. I don't know. It just seems more raw. This song seems mixed pretty well to me. And I've just always loved the song. This song gives me, I compared, or I stated something about the Monkees' Pleasant Valley Sunday. That always gives me that calm Sunday feeling, and I can smell the charcoal grills burning. And this one kind of does the same, because I've always taken this song, instead of diving into the lyrics like you, I've just always thought of lounging out on a chair drinking a beer. And that's what this one makes me feel like. And it always really has. I haven't really read into the symbolism of being taxed and things like that, but I don't get too deep into it. So, but excellent song. I really like it.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Do you want to get to the rating?
Let's rate it.
Song rating.
Okay, listener, if this is your first episode, I will briefly explain our rating scale. It's 0 to 10, 10 being the best. I put this one up there pretty high. I had a fun time listening to it. I give it a solid 8. Where do you put this one, Justin?
Yeah, I like this song more than you do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I rate this song. This is actually probably either this song or Waterloo Sunset are my favorite Kinks songs. And I rate this one a 9.
Nice.
This is a very strong song for me. And so when I saw it in my inbox from Mick, like all those, the ones I really, really like, I kind of cheat and decide that's the song we're going to do next week.
We can bump that one up a little.
So that was a very good suggestion as far as I'm concerned, Mick. And anybody that hasn't heard Sunny Afternoon, go out and check it out. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please send them to us at classicvinylpodcast@gmail.com. Also, let us know what you think of our rating or what you would rate it. Send any songs or album suggestions there as well. We really appreciate you taking your time to listen to a couple guys that really don't know what they're talking about, but enjoy doing it here in the basement studio. So until next time, See you later.
See ya.
Thank you so much for listening to Classic Vinyl Podcast. And don't forget to subscribe on Spotify or Apple Podcast or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at Classic Vinyl Podcast for updates, and also share us with your music-loving friends.